In the upper right now, in the red, he is, for Onside Gaming, Neeb. The bottom left, he took down Hero 2-0 in a tour de force to get here. For the Shopify Rebellion, Byun. We did have an NA champ for an NA Weekly 2-3 weeks ago, where... Was it Neeb that won? Shoot. I remember it happening. But I forget who it was. I'm looking it up very briefly. I think it was 127. No, that was Max Backs winning. Was it 126? Max Backs won. Was it 120? No, I think it was it 128? Yes, that was right. Scarlet won the ESL Open Cup. She won last week. Finally, we had a North American champion as she killed Skillis. That's right. Yeah, there we go. Okay. The tournament, I could have sworn I cast, but I didn't because I was in Texas. Yeah, actually, that is true, Shinobu. It's going to be really interesting to see what Neeb has in store for us in PvT. He's opening with Stargate, but that doesn't really say a lot just yet. Oracle into Blink is a rather popular opening if you're not worried about a 6-minute stim. Stargate play is actually fantastic against Byun with how shenanigan heavy his early game tends to be. This is going to be a 3-Rax, by the way, folks. So going straight Phoenix here is not great, but if you run across the map early enough with your Phoenix play, you will be able to scout that, okay, there are 3 barracks. I need to get a quicker robo. I need to get some immortals out. I need to spend more time building things. Speedy Thug, it's on my YouTube. All the Beyond Hero games are on my YouTube. I upload one video in 4K every other day. Hey, reminder. So Oracle play starting out for Neeb here, and actually Hero's been playing an interesting style where he did this to Byun. I don't forget what the map was. May have been Stargazers on Saturday night, where he went triple Oracle with some adepts as Neeb's goes in. What did he see actually? That's the question. Yeah, okay, so he saw triple barracks. He knows what's happening here. So Robo, we see it immediately go down. Couple gateways as well. Neeb knows. Well, he knows what he has to be afraid of. It's the 3-Rax. He knows what timing that hits. He knows when he has to be prepared. This Oracle, well, he's only going to get a single one. His Oracle flies in. Oh, that's a free SCV just on the edge of things as it built a scouting supply depot and into the natural. But there are plenty of Marines, and the heavy Marine count is one reason why Oracle openings are maybe not all that great specifically into a 3-Rax, because you're just not going to get a lot of damage done. But it is great because you can drop stasis traps, and then maybe the Terran's not aware, and you just totally shut it down. But okay. So, Byun is advancing his tech path. He did get those 3-Rax, and he can, of course, run across the map, but realistically, once this gets scouted, it is highly unlikely that it gets any damage done. The damage that it gets done is Oracle's to fly in, just find a lot of Marines. In this game is the fact that Neeb can't take a third base all that quickly. He had to get a quicker robo, maybe additional gateways faster than he would have liked. And sure, you know, that's implicit damage, but it still does exist. We cannot ignore it. No external punch. Scarlet did play today, but she lost to Hero 2-0 in the round of 8. And unfortunately, if you are a Scarlet fan, it was kind of a bopping. In fairness, he's an 82% win rate in PvZ in the last 40 days, and he has not lost a series against Zerg since King of Battles and Raynor. So, suffice to say, Hero is damn good at that matchup in a way that is the only one I can think of in terms of like that level of matchup dominance is Cyril versus Protoss in 2019. I mean, we're gonna have to see. He's eventually gonna lose the series, I would guess, but does he last a year without losing to Zerg? I mean, that would be insane. Because it would also mean he's winning it. He's probably winning Valencia and Atlanta and Katowice and TSL if he qualifies for TSL and home story. Like, you have to go through the top Zergs to win any tournament. But now this push from Byun is not going to get a lot. There's already Colossus on the field. There's sentries as well. So Byun going up a ramp is always a scary thing. But look as he plays with the line of sight blockers there. I mean, you're saying Hero's the Byun of Protoss. I don't think it's even fair to say that, Speedy Thug. Hero is the hero of Protoss. There is no one in really any matchup that plays like Hero does, that has the depth of play that Hero does. But look at this Byun into the high ground. He's going to try to make something happen, but Neeb is well aware of that potentiality, so Colossus was already there, immortal as well. Hero, and he did lose, of course. I mean, Byun and Hero trade series. I think it's minorly Byun favorite if I remember looking it up, but it's not really it's not heinously one way or the other. Well, this is one of the reasons why occasionally we see Protoss players not doing this. It is a free cyber effectively for the Terran, and that shuts down Stalker production for just a little bit. But okay. Neeb has weathered this storm for the most part. His supply is in a wonderful position. He's got +1 on the way. It's going to be a little slower compared to Byun, but when you're reliant on Colossus like this, you're kind of okay with that. The Colossus are the majority of the damage anyways. Everything else is just a buffer. And Colossus, they do a lot of damage. I mean, they do more with +1, but they're not like the Marines or something that benefit from it as extremely hard. Is now the drop going to find its way on the backside. A couple workers will fall, but again, Colossus and Stalkers are going to do something. But in the third base, Neeb is not responding to this one. So this is where the true damage is. 14 workers do go down. Byun finally found what he was looking for. And that's the problem with going blinkless Colossus. You can't really chase drops down. So 15 workers go down, 16 workers go down, and there we go. All right. Byun exiting to the third base here. He's not going to get on top of the Colossus, but he does get an Immortal. Blink is now done. Wait, no, he's going to get the Colossus anyways. Never mind, I lied, folks. I lied. So here we go. 18 workers have died. A Colossus has fallen. And the game goes on. Okay, so now Neeb has taken significant losses. 18 workers, a Colossus, an Immortal. Byun's lost some Marines, but Marines occupy the kind of the Zergling part of a Terran army where, yeah, you don't want to lose them, but at certain points of the game, they do feel almost free. That being said, Byun has banked up a ton of energy in that command center. I assume he's waiting to Mulehammer the third, or no, he's probably saving those for scans. In Maru TVT, VHT 1986, that's fair in terms of dominance. That is fair. Cyril versus Zerg, Maru TVT, Byun PVZ are just, they've got to be the top three, just most incredibly dominant specific matchups. Now, I'd probably put on a whole. I mean, we got to talk about Cyril's dominance has been more because he went a full year without losing to Zerg or losing to Protoss. And he just happened to bop Terrans and Zergs on the regular, too. Whereas Hero is like 60%. 62%, I think, in the other two matchups. Just 82% against Zerg. But that is not who is in this game. It is Byun. It is Neeb. And Neeb trying to move onto the map here. As he has double Colossus. In fact, I kind of want to see him go up to 4. Byun has a demonstrated hesitance against going for Vikings. He thinks he can do it with ground, and often he can. But also, I mean, it is 10 minutes in. Charge is only just now getting started, which is also really scary. And we got to talk about upgrades here, because normally the Protoss catches up by this point, but it is single forge right now. +1 armor is finishing right around the same time that 2-2 is done for Byun. So not only, well, his army is actually pretty equal in army supply, but he has a significantly better one as those upgrades do complete. +2 armor on the way for Neeb. Fine. As, oh, good EMPs there to start, but beyond it, it's four disruptors. I don't know that he can really push into this all that well. So he has his 4th base, which is nice. And that is part of the nice part of Tropical Sacrifice. And actually, that has been a common theme in a lot of this map pool, where you get 4 bases pretty free on a lot of these maps, but it's 5 bases. They're so hard. I mean, you take the 12 and 6 o'clock? That's probably the best one. But okay, even still, Byun pretty happy with where he is. He says, I've gotten enough damage. I have you pinned far back enough that let me go. Fusion Core's on the way. He's going to go Mass Range Liberator, and that is the perfect response to Disruptors. But now Byun trying to find his way on. It looks like the Disruptors aren't here just yet, so Byun targets the pylon down. Says, yeah, shield battery overcharge only works if there's something to power the pylon or power the shield battery. Disruptor shot is actually not really going to land. That's 4 of them. That's 5. Byun's going to be able to split there, and look at this arc that he has. Force field's making it a little bit hard for him, and he's going to stim in once again. He pulls his way full back, but oh, that's a big shot. That'll force Byun back, probably, and a bit of a rally mistake as well. So Byun losing a lot of his army here. Stimming in, though, trying to get on top of some of these Disruptors, but the Colossus. Oh, the Colossus. Consistent damage against this injured army of Byun, and he will be forced back here. I got to point out, Byun, his enhanced shockwaves are not done. He has done the Byun thing too. He's forgotten one of his +3 upgrades. He only has +3 armor on the way, not +3 attack. And now Neeb, he thinks he's got a timing. Ilias, I would believe Raynor PvP if I had not seen Raynor get absolutely shattered by Max Packs PvP though. If I had not seen Raynor get absolutely shattered by Max Packs earlier today. But okay, now he's found a position that Byun does not want to take. It's too damn hard into that choke. So 3rd base is going to get forced off. A couple workers do fall. Vikings are just going to die in the exchange. And actually, this is going to be an orbital going down. Was that Byun's 3rd or was that his 4th? Yeah, so Byun losing the orbital is a big problem, but he's trying to set up a strong here. Easy. Oh, okay. Oh. That was almost a 3rd of Byun's army right there. Realistically, though, talking about Rangers Protoss, I think we're getting to the point where, against certain opponents in ZVZ, it makes sense for Raynor to just play Protoss. I mean, he bopped a laser. And the laser is actually a decent matchup against him in ZVZ. And now, Neeb looking to run on forward. He's up 20 army supply. And killing that orbital is such a big deal. Meanwhile, Zealot's on the other side. Byun was in a fantastic spot for so much of this game, but now Neeb is put an end to that one. He's going to find his way in. Disruptor shot's not really getting all that much, but 7 SCVs fall. Stalkers now find their way forward. EMPs, they blanket this army, but I'm not sure how much it matters anymore. Neeb's have a solid 30 army supply, and a lot of that is in medevacs right now for Byun. Neeb, oh, from death's doorstep, he takes game 1. So as often happens in these finals, sometimes Byun will either win a game really quickly or lose a game really quickly. Either or. Like if the game kind of goes wrong in some way, and he says, look, okay, that's fine. I'm going to try to get a quick win and tie myself up or get a quick 2-0 or whatever. Really, it's a map 2 thing, and he'll just go for some insane pressure. And yeah, Neeb is on fire lately, bro. Taking map, I mean, say what you want to say about server disadvantage, and it is a thing. That was not a win that felt like it was off of server advantage. It really felt like it was Neeb, but he bent, but he did not break, and he got an army that was just too powerful for Byun to deal with, and then he wedged himself in a position that Byun could not fight into. How come Mary doesn't play in weekly tournaments? He's one of my favorites. For the same reason that Cyril doesn't, for the most part, I assume. He doesn't want to show strats. He doesn't want to take the extra time to play these grueling... I mean, the tournaments are long. Europe, for example, generally takes around 6 hours. When he could practice and have a good life and make a lot of money in the GSL. So in general, we see these top players that don't really care about making an extra $800 a month if they win every single one in their region. They say it's worth it more for me to save strats or just not deal with things. It seems like Katowice actually is what fired up Neeb, Genome. And he said this. He said as much in interviews. where he goes and where he said, yeah, I kind of forgot. I kind of fell out of love with StarCraft during the COVID era. I mean, it was my job for Ting, and I was still doing it, and I was still doing well enough, but I kind of fell out of love. Which, I mean, fair. He was also playing in the double Stargate Void Ray meta, which was not a fun meta in PvZ, which was really his only contender outside of Astrea. And then he went to Katowice, and he didn't do all that well. He probably could have done a lot better. I mean, he killed Spirit, and he probably should have 2-0'd Rogue, but Rogue showed his class and won that series anyways. And in doing so, he was reminded of how fun offline events are and how much he loves that, and kind of lit another fire in his belly, at least as far as the interviews have said. So we saw him look okay at Katowice. He really powered up towards the second half of his group, and oh, nice catch there from Byun. Really nice catch. And ever since then, he is gone, and he's just been looking much better. Now, I think we can blame him showing up in Open Cups as a result of onside, not Ting. I think Ting just paid him so well that he didn't have to pay any EPT Cups. I don't know what he was paid, but it is funny. It's pretty much as soon as he left Ting, he started playing these Open Cups. Now, Byun, again, we talked about weird aggression. This is something he does. 2 Cyclones, 8-10 Marines. I need to set a timing where your opponent is not ready. Oracles are going to scout this out, though, and, well, there's going to be no lock-on, but you got to be careful. This is a scary army to fight. Oracles are going to have to join it in and out. Oracle, they're going to try to dive on in. Lockdowns have been spent, so 1 Cyclone goes down. Oracle falls, but it was low anyways. 2nd Cyclone falls. Neeb, oh, he's just going to hold this one with aplomb. He lost an Oracle, but that was much more expensive for the Korean Terran. And now Neeb on the other side of the map, adding in a 3rd Oracle, or I guess a 2nd Oracle now. 3rd base on the way. A couple Stalkers, couple Adepts, and what does Byun have? 6 Marines. 6 Marines, that's just about it. That is not enough to defend against this one. Of course, Defender's advantage is a thing, but Oracle's looking to fly on in. Byun trying to target down what he can. Actually, that one Oracle doesn't have energy, so that's something. But the Marines are falling. SCV's getting pulled to repair, but this is just not... Oh, yeah, Byun's dead. GG, Neeb, 2-0. So where do we go from here? Byun's jank pressure got punished harder than I've seen in a while. Byun found value. He found opportunity in game number 1, but Neeb was able to hold. He built an army that Byun couldn't fight and kind of killed him. So does Byun opt for aggression once again? Does he go something more? Does he take it? He has a build where he gets 2 barracks, he gets stim, but he also gets he starts his 3rd barrack or 3rd command center before 3 minutes, and this is a really greedy in supply and income game. But it does slow down upgrades and other things and production in the mid game. It's kind of an interesting. You have these big power spikes, but then you do have to play defensive. I mean, maybe Shinobu. Doa Rip. You want to see the shortest finals ever? Take a look at my YouTube. Dark versus Mario, I swear, was less than 10 minutes all 3 games. Maybe it was 12. And funnily, for whatever reason, funnily enough, that what's the word? That series has, like, of any of the videos I put on YouTube, it has some of the best viewership. What is happening? I'm sorry about these graphical glitches, folks. Hey, Behavior, thank you so much for the sub. And again, I hope you're aware, but all money I make off Twitch this month, like the sub included, does go towards abortion access and advocacy. And I think someone asked earlier what the charity is. I'll post a link to that after this game, if I remember. But yeah, the money doesn't go to me. It goes to doing some small thing to countermand the recent Supreme Court decision. So just so you know where your money's going if you didn't see it in the stream title. But Byun going for Widowmine drops in game number 3. I didn't actually pay enough attention to his opener, what the timing on his gas was. So it looks like it's just going to be normal Widowmines, not anything too crazy. We're just going to have, does he get 2 or does he get 4? Really isn't a thing. 2 Widowmines, not committal. 4 Widowmines once you get a little more. Much like anything else. But Neeb actually, this is the perfect opening. Are these the new maps to Sherman? Yes, they are. And apparently they're making my GPU freak out a little bit. Or they're making the StarCraft client, whatever, freak out a little bit. I don't know. Maybe, I'm using Ollie's new Pro 2020 mod, which actually it's not making a difference because we're not using his Home Story Cup mod. But if we did, we'd be able to see what units are being chronoed in the production tab, which is really cool. But also, that's the only change since I streamed last, so I'm wondering if that's causing the problem. We'll check after this game. I can't imagine it is. That's generally StarCraft's maybe just being dumb. Anyway, Neeb does scout that there is, of course, Widowmine drop on the way. So his Phoenix already are aware of things. He's just beelining them straight to wherever this medevac is. He says, "No, yeah, you don't get to do that." And catching it in the middle of the map like this, oh, it's so nice. It means beyond, he just got to give up. Maybe he's going to try to drop the Widowmines and catch a Phoenix, but that's not going to happen. He's going to boost back, and he's just going to lose everything. Oh man. Oh. So he won't lose the medevac, or the Widowmines, of course, but he did lose the medevac. That medevac almost went down over dead airspace, at which point he would just lose everything, and that is very much not ideal. So at first blush, this game going damn well for Neeb. He's got Phoenix in the main base. He says, second, third barracks on the way, or second barracks is actually on the way behind this one, so we should see a quicker stim. And with a Raven on the way as well, Byun's getting ready for the push, but it's going to be Phoenix Charge Lot. Phoenix Charge Lot is incredible against Raven play. And there we go. Third barracks on the way. Okay. No, we'll leave 3-1-1. Never mind. Phoenix Charge Lot is wonderful against Raven play because, first of all, it's so hard for the Raven to find its way onto the other side of the map. And Ravens are meant to shut down big tech units. Singular units. Colossus is what? Lighting bugs. Wonderful. Thank you. Phoenix going to be careful. I'm not even sure that Neeb saw that. He just he dodged right. He was fine. But okay, Phoenix finding a little bit more value. A couple more workers do fall. He really wants to get the Raven. And yes, Ravens are not nearly as good against charge lots as they are against, say, Colossus. But even still, Armor Shredder, they reduce some of the tankiness, and you can make something happen there. But Neeb, notice Neeb's on 4 gases. He's got a Twilight Council on the way. So this is going to be Phoenix Charge Lot Storm. And ideally, Storm completes before Byun's push happens. And this looks like a standard 3-1-1. Storm should be done. Storm plus 1 armor should be done. Charge should be done by the time Byun looks to run across the map. By the time he has Combat Shield Stim, +1, Concussive Shells, all those things that are necessary to sustain this push. And this push is, I mean, it depends on the micro, of course, but Storm does a fantastic job. Yeah, the Sherman. I have a 3090. It just appears that the maps are being... I don't know what's happening. It's probably StarCraft is just being dumb, or maybe there was a driver update that's being weird. Anyways, 5 workers will go down. No Phoenix fall. And Neeb is, of course, notably, he's not staying at 5. Now, of course, oh, nice shot there. Well, now he's going back up to 5. Ooh, one Phoenix gets very low. Oh, and the base there, too. So a lot of these Phoenix getting rather low now, and this is where it starts to get scary for... this is where it starts to get rather scary here for Neeb, as he will lose another Phoenix. Because these Phoenix, as much as you want them for scouting and everything else, they are really important to the hold. You want them to be able to lift the tech units and the Marauders of Neeb. And actually, of Byun, but actually Neeb did not get Storm. I would have thought he would have, but it's just going to be for Archons here. And, I mean, he's equal on army supply. His Archons are on the way. Phoenix going to get a nice lift, but they're not going to get that Widowmine just yet. Okay, here comes Byun looking fine inside track. Zealots on the right side, knocking down reinforcements already. Raven, oh, Armor Shredder. Yeah, it just gets the Phoenix. And that is actually really nice. Yeah, maybe it's hard to get the lifts on the Widowmines, of course, but it's not on the Zealots, not the units that are really meant to be tanky. Marauders getting lifted. Neeb is just eating this thing alive. Archons bringing its DBS to bear as well, and Byun lifting off into the main base. But that has not really worked out. More Zealots warping in here. Now, this is a scary spot. To be honest, this is a scary spot for Byun to drop into. Neeb cannot bring these Zealots to bear, but there's going to be enough anti-air, there's going to be enough anti-ground that Byun will be forced on back. Looks like he tried to make something else happen on the right side, but he's going to give up on that endeavor. Does anyone else think Neeb is really good at this? No, I think Neeb is terrible for a Dragon. I think he's going to bomb out bottom 64 in the round of 64, even if he is directly seeded into group stage 3. No, Neeb is really good. But this last drop in the main base will get cleaned on up here. Looks like the Marines will get out. The Phoenix stay alive. They're going to... Byun's trying to make something happen. But Neeb looks like he's just going to rely on reinforcements. The bio is not going to represent that much threat. It's going to get 5-6 workers, sure, but Neeb has realized that Byun is not going to have much of anything on the other side of the map. So here come the Zealots. Good splits from there from Neeb to start. Second Widowmine. Actually, yeah, fantastic splits third as well. So Byun is not going to get this third base up, not for, well, for a dog's age. And now here come the Marines. Here come the Zealots. Force fields sectioning off so much of this army. Neeb doubling up the army supply. And folks, do you smell a 3-0? I smell a 3-0. Archon, kill the Widowmine, please. There we go. So Byun forced to cancel his third base. Neeb getting his fourth. And we do need to point out, of course, that this is Data C. It's, I mean, it's any map, really. It's hard to push into a Terran's natural. So Byun, he does have a third base on the way eventually. He's looking to push forward, but it's not something that's really going to happen here. Not easily. But +1 Blink are on the way. Fourth base, of course, on the way for Neeb as he continues to probe up. This is not his end game, right? He does have a Robo. He does have a Robo Bay. He will start to build Colossus or Disruptors, and there we go. Colossus are on the way. Byun, he is on 5 racks. So, I mean, technically, I think he got his third base before adding on the 2 additional barracks. But right now, because he had to cancel his third, technically this is 5 racks before his third base. So we consider Byun all in. And realistically, he is. He does have to find... He's all in some way, whether it's finding a lot of values. It looks like some drop tried to happen, and Phoenix were able to kill that off for the most part. He either has to... Oh, it was a Widowmine drop, and it got no value. Great job there, Neeb. He either has to find some way to turtle up really heavily and just all in on this defensive play, or he's got to run across the map and kill his opponent. And with this army that Neeb has that is designed to kill low-supplied Terran bio, good luck on that one, Byun. But he's going to... Okay, so Byun on the other side of the map right now. Zealots, they come running on forward. Widowmines, they just get lifted. So... Oh, wait. No, did the Phoenix, they lifted Zealots. Okay, that's fine. But force fields are going to be fantastic here. Oh, the Zealots, they're just chewing and swallowing away. But supply gap does equalize out. And as much as the force fields were good for Neeb, they were even better for Byun. But Blink is just about done. +1 finishing up here. Extended Thermal lands halfway there. Well, PD Penguin, unfortunately, is not happening at Valencia. One day, though. But Extended Thermal lands just about done. And that's where things start to get scary, because Byun, he doesn't really feel like he can move to Vikings just yet. He needs more medevacs, and that's the problem because with the 2 Colossus here, Widowmines are... What? I guess he just lifted Marines. But here come the Colossus running for it. Great Widowmine shots. So many of these Zealots go down, but they're the force fields that Neeb has been looking for. And with the Colossus here to rain havoc from above, it's not like they favor either side equally. Neeb, clean 3-0, and American wins EPT America. And that is a fantastic thing.